you. Continuing to follow the big story now from over the weekend, the capture and arrest of Venezuela's now former president, Nicolás Maduro, by the United States. He is expected to appear in court later today in New York. To bring us up to speed on perspective on all this, I want to bring in our Joe St. George, joining us live from Capitol Hill this morning. Joe, good morning to you. What a story, what a weekend. What can we expect from this arraignment today, and what does the future look like right now for Venezuela?
Well, good morning, Aaron. You know, I think there's two real question marks being asked. What is next for Venezuela, Maduro, the Venezuelan people in the short term and in the long term? To some degree, we have more clarity on the short term, as you might suspect, than we do on the long term, where there are just question marks after question marks. In the short term, Nicolás Maduro is going to appear in an American courtroom a little bit later today, around the lunch hour, and that will be a historic moment. I mean, think about what has all transpired in the last 48 hours. I mean, this was a man who was a de facto head of a country just a few days ago, meeting with a Chinese delegation, a special envoy from Beijing, and now he'll be ushered in handcuffs, presumably, into this New York courtroom. A historic moment, and it begs the question, could other world leaders face a similar fate? The precedent that's being set here by the United States. Where I'm at on Capitol Hill, members of Congress have a plethora of question marks. Some are wondering if this was a legal operation. Should Congress have been notified? Is there a long-term cost to taxpayers here? The military community in Hampton Roads in Norfolk, they're asking, what will the military presence in that region of the world be required by going forward? We'll learn a little bit more, lawmakers will at least, this evening when there will be a briefing from the senior Trump administration official, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth. They will brief senior members of Congress around the dinner hour tonight. But as far as those big questions as to the long term, what happens next, last night on Air Force One, President Trump reiterated that the U.S. will run Venezuela for the time being, but that's unclear what that looks like. Over the weekend, the president hinted that a team, a delegation, if you will, would be leading it. Well, Venezuela has an acting president right now, Delcy Rodriguez. The President Trump warned Rodriguez in an interview with The Atlantic on Sunday that if she doesn't cooperate with the U.S., that, to paraphrase the president, she could suffer a similar or worse fate than Maduro here. In recent hours, the acting president of Venezuela did emphasize a more cooperating tone in a social media post. We'll see where this story goes from here. The U.S. is banking a lot on U.S. oil companies, energy companies going into Venezuela, rebuilding the country, rebuilding the energy sector. But we've heard very little from energy executives in the aftermath of Maduro's arrest and capture. There's also could other countries be next? What about Cuba? What about Colombia? The world order was certainly disrupted over the weekend. And again, Aaron, we have more questions than we do answers, but we'll attempt to sift through it all in the weeks ahead.
Joe, and you mentioned local service members, Naval Station Norfolk here. I mean, Maduro was transported on the USS Iwo Jima, which is based at Naval Station Norfolk. So there are local ties to this story as well. So, you know, I'm sure we'll be talking again later this week after we learn a bit more this afternoon.